So this is the book written in 1921 by Henry Ford. You can look into this. It is a deep dive. So check this. In 1492, when Christopher Columbus was expelled from Spain, he brought over 300,000 tiny hats. And then we find out New York is the center of the tiny hats. Oh, it gets deeper. When George Washington was here, 4,000 tiny hats. They were all the traders. They controlled all the trade. In 50 years, the tiny hat population increased to 3.3 million. They own the grains, the cotton, the oil, the steel, the magazines, the theaters, the liquors, the loan businesses, and every industry. The American businesses, that's what they were disguised as. The philosophy of the tiny hats is not to make money, but to get money. Take your money. And someone goes, well, I didn't learn any of this in school. Yeah, because guess who owns the schools? The communist Bolsheviks. And they refer to the people who are not the tiny hats as Gentiles, and we will wear them out and take over their government. The fifth protocol. And how about that whole thing with Palestine? Yeah, that's because the Palestinians don't have a tiny hat bank. And then what about all the presidents who are out kissing the wall? Yep, Henry Ford knew, 1921. They were owned by the tiny hats. And then who creates all the division with the people? Tiny hats with the media. Then you get into the attacks on Christianity and taking all of the things related to religion out of schools. Then you get into all the vices that people have. Guess who brought all that in? So when you question the narrative, they label you as an anti-tiny hat. And we'll hit on one last one. Where do you think all the slaves came from? See right here? Tiny hats. And then they changed their names so that people didn't know. Isn't it wild when you start to dig into history? Then you get into the ADL, which is protecting all of this. Anybody who goes against it, they arrest, just like that veteran.